are you a racist?
We have to do more than just pretend.
If these people win, we are going to lose our country.
If enough Americans did this, it would be a massive step forward.
Ask God to show me what it is I can do.
But I am now a red hat wearer, and I'm proud of it.
Why won't you just criticize Donald Trump? Hello, everyone. This is the Kathy Barnette Show, and I am Kathy Barnette. I wanted to bring to you guys kind of a reaction to the video I took of Alex Jones and I having a discussion. In fact, I was at the Tucker Carlson live tour when it came to Reading, Pennsylvania. Backstage, was having a blast, meeting some new friends, some old friends as well. It was like a reunion for me here in Pennsylvania. Everyone seemed to know me because I ran for U.S. Senate, and so it was just a great time. And then I'm standing in the hallway, and lo and behold, Alex Jones walks around the corner, pauses, leans up against a wall, and looks at me and says, "Hello." I was like, "Hello, how are you doing?" And I tell you no lie, I have these thoughts, like if I ever met this person, this would be the question I would want to ask this person. Or if I met this person, this is the question I would want to ask them. And with Alex Jones, it just so happens that if I was trying to describe someone to another person and I was trying to get them to understand that this person that I'm trying to describe is an outcast, or, like someone you probably don't want to hang around, or someone, if you did hang around them, then they may sully your reputation, or people may see you differently or think of you in a different way, I would say, this person, he or she, is the Alex Jones of Pennsylvania. So you don't want to hang around that person, right? Or you want to be cautious when you're hanging around that person. Or from what I heard about that person, you want to be cautious about this person. And then one day I said that, like, this person is the Alex Jones of Pennsylvania, so you may want to stay clear of that person or tread lightly around that person. I said that. And I don't know, it hit me differently that day. When I said it, my ears heard it differently. And I paused and I said to myself, why? Why am I supposed to not like Alex Jones? I don't know him. I don't follow him. I don't watch InfoWars. I may, as of this video, have gone and liked his Twitter page to follow him. But prior to this, I don't know anything about this man. So I was thinking to myself, what is it about him that I know that causes me not to like him? And I couldn't think of anything, which then led me to, I've been programmed. Like many of us have been programmed, whether you know it or not. I mean, that is the ultimate mind control, I think, is that you don't like someone because you've been instructed not to like someone, but you don't even know why you don't like that person. You just don't like that person. And for all of us, there are some names that you hear it and immediately you have a thought, whether good or bad or indifferent, but you have a thought about that person. Alex Jones is one of those names. And so I had the opportunity to ask him that question. What is it about you that I'm not supposed to like? And this is his response.
I even knew much about you. What I knew is that I was told I shouldn't like you. I don't even know why I shouldn't like you. And this is before I knew you and started listening to you. But what I knew was, you shouldn't like him.
Absolutely.
Without even knowing why. And now I see that they're using that like that weapon so that I don't get to talk to you, don't get to hear what you have to say. But I found that to be very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, 30 years ago, I was one of the only people prominently exposed to the whole global world government thing. So they just picked me out for destruction early and tried to inoculate people psychologically that I was bad. And then lied about stuff I said, or things out of context. That's what it was. But that's why I'm glad we kind of fought back with people can actually hear what we're actually covering. People can see everything we're covering is actually happening in front of them. So.
But why is it so effective? Even today, I see, and not just from what we may say, the left, But it looks like people from my side of the aisle as well, that they use it when they don't want someone to hear what someone has to say.
Yeah, that's just information control.
Like, you can't talk to them. If you talk to them, then you're them, right?
Yeah. Well, they tried that with Trump too, but he's broken through.
I love that.
Well, I appreciate you, ladies.
Well,
I look forward to seeing you guys tonight.
You know, one of the first things I noticed about Alex Jones is that his energy was calm. It was surprisingly calm energy. I don't know. Again, I've seen him, like most of us, clips and memes and things of him, and it always has him looking like very high energy. But he was calm and kind. And maybe I'm more sensitive to what has happened to Alex Jones it specifically and only in regard to what I'm talking about now, is that someone like myself being told not to like him, but not knowing why I'm not to like him. But I've been instructed somehow. It has fermented within my mind that this is someone I should not like, and not knowing why I shouldn't like him. And I think I've grown very, very sensitive to this form of weaponry, because I believe it is an effective weapon in this war of ideas and narratives that we're fighting all across the world. I've become increasingly sensitive to things like this happening since my own 2022 senatorial race against Dr. Oz and many others, because that's exactly what they did to me. They told people she's a radical, she's this, she's a phobic that, a phobic this, she's not a nice person. And it's not true. And it's objectively not true, the things that they were saying about me. Quantifiably not true, some of the things that they were saying about me. And yet it was effective. And people who would have voted for me did not vote for me because they were manipulated by that lie, by that narrative, which was weaponized against me. So I was already mindful slightly of this prior to that 2022 race, but certainly after my senatorial race, I become even more sensitive when I see people being maligned, or I'm being told that I should feel some kind of way about a person, and I don't even know why I should feel that way. And so I am so grateful that I paused for a moment, that the opportunity opened itself up for me to just talk with him for a few moments. And we talked a little bit after this, even this interaction that was recorded. And I'm glad I did, because, I still don't know much about Alex Jones or all the history that makes Alex Jones, Alex Jones. But I certainly am glad that I had the opportunity to say, hello, how you doing? Why is it that I'm not supposed to like you? And I believe, and living as we've lived over the past, 4 years, there's truth that criticism is an effective tool in shutting down all conversations. Because if I don't use ad hominems, if I don't criticize and malign you, then I will actually have to come and talk to you and debate your ideas. Hold up. Wait a minute. I just read a few moments ago that 95% of you who are here watching, listening, are not subscribed to the channel. Please stop. Hold up. Click the subscribe button, followed by the notification button, followed by leaving me a comment or two. Blessings. Okay, listen. I have to say this because so me talking to Alex Jones happened behind the scene, and then we're back there for like another hour or two, just talking and twirling, having a great time, taking photos, all of that. And then the show begins, and I'm sitting on the side of the stage. Alex Jones comes out, and Tucker Carlson, amazing, Jack Posobiec, such a great guy. And Alex Jones starts talking. And he starts talking about these things I haven't heard before, like spider goats or gay frogs. I'm going to move gay frogs to the side for a moment because I haven't actually researched that one. But while he was on the stage, he was just going on and on about spider goats and their silk webs, how the goats can be milked and spider webs come out of the milk of the goat and it's used for different things. And I'm like, and he's just going on and on and on. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe that's why I don't like him.
I called up one of the places in New York where they've got goats that are part spider, okay? And their milk makes body armor. And I get the head guy, a private contractor in the Pentagon, he's happy. Like, he comes on, 2 days later he calls back, he goes, the Pentagon's really mad. They didn't tell him it was classified. They're gonna kill me if you don't take down that interview, okay? So you're hearing all this, look up spider goats, 30-year-old stuff, okay?
Maybe that's the reason, because this sounds crazy. Him sitting up there saying all of this, Tucker Carlson just had his mouth open, couldn't say anything because Alex was on a roll and you basically just held captive. You just have to sit there and wait till it's over. And I'm sitting there watching this thinking like, this sounds crazy. What is he talking about? Spider ghosts? There are no spider ghosts. What are you talking about? And then he said, look it up. If you don't believe me, look it up. And he keeps talking. And I did. I looked it up. I opened up my phone. I Googled it. And OMG, spider goat is a thing. It is real. And I'm sitting there looking like Tucker now, mouth wide open, like, oh my goodness. If they're doing this with goats and spiders and frogs and cow uteruses, I know they're doing something Frankensteinish to humans and human embryos. And I'm just sitting there. And then I said to myself, oh my goodness, I was sitting here again. I just finished talking to the man. Now I'm sitting here again, judging him like, maybe this is why I don't like you, because this sounds crazy what you're talking about. And this is the reason why people look at conservatives as if we're crazy, because we have people talking about spider goats. And then I looked it up. Spider goats are real. And I sat there saying, you know what? I am going to really focus and listen to what this man is saying, because there is truth. And I just backstage had a good conversation with them. And was like, good, I'm glad I stopped and listened to him. I'm going to stop judging. And then I sit down, an hour later and I'm judging him again. And then I looked it up. Spider goats are real. It's a real thing. And so I'm like, yeah, there I go again, judging this man. Let me sit and listen to him and let me see what I can learn. I think we would all be so much better off if I'm going to judge. That's just who I am. I'm going to judge, right? I think we should judge. I'm not opposed to judging, but we have to learn the art of judging right. And not just out of my emotions or because I don't want to listen to you or because I think you're crazy. I'm going to throw some ad hominems at you and just dismiss you altogether without doing what Alex Jones actually said. He said, look it up for yourself. He probably felt my energy. He was probably sitting on stage, felt my energy, judging him again as, this is crazy, Alex Jones. And he said, as he was talking to Tucker and Jack Posobiec, look it up if you don't believe me. And I did. And it was yet another example of these are real people living real lives with real families. And many of them have been thrown to the wolves. And many of us have been a part of the feeding frenzy that have just ravished and destroyed so many people's lives. But what would happen if we actually just pause and look it up and see if there's any validity? Now, I, like you, only have 24 hours in a day. I can't possibly look up everything. But I believe there are some people in our lives, in this world, who are worth double clicking on. And just to see if this is someone I should be listening to in an environment, in a world, in an ecosystem where it's very hard to discern what is true and what is false. I think there are some people or who are worthy of us double clicking on and forcing our minds to pay attention. Okay. Let's all do better. Blessings. Make sure you share, like, subscribe, hit the notification button. Blessings.